my gorgeous creepy crawlies. Today I'm going to do a little YouTube short on a quick simple makeup look. I just got a new palette. It's Lorac Pro Palette Artisan Edition, or Artist Edition. I'm sorry, my mouth isn't wanting to work, but these are all the colors. It's got some shimmeries in there. Got something I can black this out with, so that way we don't have any harsh. It's got a mirror to it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm probably going to use this really bright one first. I've already got my eyeshadow primer down. Now I put that on my top lid and a little bit on my lower lid because I want to try and practice a look that I want to do for Christmas Eve. Now this one is a short blending brush that I'm using, just because I don't want too much of that lighter powder. I just want enough to cover up a little bit of my skin. And I'm just blending that, moving it everywhere. Now this, I'm just letting it act as a base for my makeup. That way I've got basically a clean sheet to draw on. Pulling it under my eyes a little bit, but not too much. So it helps blend out a little bit, so that way you don't see any of my veins too horribly much, the way you normally would if I wasn't wearing makeup. So now I want to go, I haven't used this palette before, so this was probably a bad idea, but I'm thinking this redder shade right here, and I'm gonna take that same brush. I've got three that I'd like to use, but I'm starting with this one. So I've got hooded eyes, so you can't see my lid when I'm looking straight on, but if I lift up all that excess skin or I close my eye, you can see my lid. So what I'm gonna do with this red shade is I'm gonna look straight at my mirror, and what I like to do is just kind of dab right on where my fold is, basically. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit, so that way it looks like I've got a crease where I don't. Now I find that using that white powder or lighter powder than my skin tone, I try to find one that's about 2 or 3 shades lighter, just to highlight a little bit. I find it helps me blend things easier. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that to the other eye. Now once I get a little bit on, I can find out how to map out the rest of everything on my eye. But it's taken a little bit of experience and practicing to get me here. So starting out, you might decide that you want to look at a mirror the whole time, which is fine. Sometimes I don't have the patience and I'll just sit there with my eyes closed and blend back and forth vigorously. But basically, I'm creating a little bit of a fake curve, a little layer to darken up everything. Make it look like I've got dimension in my eyes where I don't. Now we're gonna go ahead, I'm going in with this one right here because it looks a little bit darker, and I'm just gonna pat that in right in a little circular pattern right here. Just darken that up a little bit. give it a little bit more dimension instead of just that one singular tone. Now this I'm blending into my actual crease just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with a bigger, fluffier brush. That's the difference between the two. So that way you've got that visual. But I'm just gonna take this really light shimmery one, and then I'm just gonna blend that across my lid. That way I've got a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of something, but it's not too much. Okay, got a little bit of that on. Now I am taking a flatter brush, which is going to hold the pigment a little bit better. But what I want to do with this is, I'm going to grab this one right here. It's a little bit sparklier, but I want this to go in right at my creases. Corners of my eyes. I got a little bit in my eye. My eye does not like that. And now my brush is wet. Oh, but I'm just putting it right in that inner crease to help highlight everything a little bit more. Now, of course, you can use whatever colors you want, but that is up to you. Okay, so you can't really, well, you can kind of see it a little bit right in the corner. But that's all I wanted to do, is just a little bit of something, a little bit of extra. Now from here you can do your eyeliner however you want to. I'm lazy, so I'm probably not going to put any of it on. But I would probably do, if not just a line around my eye, then maybe a little bit of a wing. But this, I think this is what I'm going to want to do for Christmas Eve. Just a little something subtle. But I hope that this basic eyeshadow look helped out a little bit. If not, I hope it was entertaining to watch. But I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.